Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Worst Reviews Ever with your boy Sophisticated Jerk, Amazing, and Casey Fred. So today we're going to review the movie, Canary Black action film. So let me go ahead and pull up these slides and stuff. Yeah, I was almost about to announce my other show in the beginning. I was a little confused. But all right, today again, we're going to review Canary Black. So Canary Black is a 2024 British action thriller film directed by Pierre Morel and written by Matthew Kennedy. It follows Avery Graves as she is blackmailed by terrorists into betraying her own country to save her kidnapped husband. So let me go to the next slide. So the directors and producers on this movie, directed by, again, Pierre Morel, produced by Sebastian Raybod, John Zoy, Karsten Lorenz, Renee Tabb, Christopher Tuffin, Jeff Elliott, and Marina, and I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not about to butcher that. so all right, the cast for this movie: Kate Beckinsale as Avery Graves, Rupert Friend as David Brooks, Ray Stevenson as Jarvis Headland, Saffron Burrows as Elizabeth Mills, Ben Miles as DCIA Nathan Evans, Goran as Carnad. Yeah, we about to some of these last names. I'm not gonna butcher them. Masayoshi as Kenji, Michael Brandon as the president of the United States, and Charles as the Japanese prime minister. So, all right, man, we're going to go ahead. Let me pull up this trailer so we can check that out before we jump into the rating. Give me 1 second. There we go.
Hey, how was the trip?
Views were incredible. The people were friendly.
And the client?
Oh, I left him speechless.
Who is she? Agent Graves. She's my best. Her father worked for the agency. She was groomed since she was 18.
And her husband?
Hey, you. I missed you.
Civilian. Doesn't know who she is. It's the only family she's got.
Honey?
You're home early, Agent Graves.
Where's my husband?
There's a file, Canary Black. You are going to steal it from the agency. If you fail, your husband dies.
Serena, it's me. I need your help.
If our enemies get their hands on this,
It starts World War III.
you have to contain this.
Yes, sir.
I want every agent on the case.
You're crazy. I need to know what's on this now.
It's for disobeying instructions.
That's a character flaw of mine.
It's time to level the playing field.
The agency will hunt you to the grave.
I didn't betray my country. You've always believed in me. Believe in me now.
Go, go, go!
Agent Graves? Only way you're leaving here is on a stretcher.
It's one woman, damn it, just find her.
You're wearing a mute mask. It controls the decibel level of your voice.
You're a crazy bitch.
We're not really using that word to describe women anymore. There's been a whole thing.
All right. Go ahead and pull these slides back up. So, all right, today we're gonna start from the. We'll go ahead and start with Amazing, and then we'll go to Casey Fred, then I'll give my rating. You're on mute.
Thank you. First of all, I do have to give Frederick a surprise really quick, if you don't mind. Did this just for you, Fred.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Woo!
It's whack as
I
hell.
decided to become a football fan this season just for you.
Yeah.
Um,
You know it. Chiefs all day, baby.
I was gonna get a number, but then I was like, I'm gonna have to research who that is. So I just figured this would be easier. I'm going with 6.3.
6.3. So you're in a good territory. Damn, okay. All right, Casey Fred.
All right, I'm going with a 7.5. Action is where I'm at. Bring it. Love it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this a 7.7.
Dang. I swear you troll.
No, I like the message in this movie. I'm gonna break it down when it gets to me. You'll see why I gave it a
Lord
7.7.
have
But beautiful plot. So me and Casey Fred. Oh, let me go back. Me and Casey Fred had it in very good territory. Mason had it in good. So all the ratings are pretty good. But me and Casey Fred had it up there a little more. So Mason, let us know why you were delusional in this movie.
I just thought, okay, so I thought it was good. I liked it. I just thought it was very basic as far as I kind of felt it did have the one plot twist, which was the husband, also kind of being in that life. But aside from that, I feel like you definitely knew everything that was going to happen for the most part. So that's why I just thought it was good, but it was kind of like same old to me. Some of the scenes, I did like the scene on the trailer. I did like that scene where he had the mask and he was like, "You be," and she was like, we don't say that at work anymore. We're past that. I just thought that was kind of funny. And like her, when he had said that he had read the files, that so it's around the same scene. And she was like, "You would basically know that I have a very high pain tolerance," and like you knew at that point she was about to start torturing that man. And when she cracked those fingers, I just thought that was funny, especially with the mask. Like that was pretty slick. So I like that scene. I thought it was good. I also like this scene where it comes out that the neighbor is involved. So when they have the crash and then she realizes that the neighbor is also a bad guy. So I thought that scene was pretty good. I would recommend the movie to people. Like I said, I thought it was good. I just thought it was pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Like you knew what was going to happen. I just thought as far as that goes.
Predictable.
Yep, that's the word I was looking for. I did think it was predictable. If I was the director or the producer of the movie, what would I change? I might have thrown a couple more twists in there, maybe. I also did like the relationship between Avery and her boss. I thought that was a really neat connection, and I thought they had good chemistry as far as the movie goes. And I did like the Serena, I think her name is, the IT girl or the hacker. I thought that she had some really cool scenes, and I did think that was a super cool scene when Avery jumped on the big drone and was kind of flying around there. So I thought that was pretty neat. And that's it.
All right, Casey Fred. Oh, hold on. Let me get Wally's rating real quick. What's good, Wally? Let me get your what was your rating? Well, let me give you a recap on our rating. So I gave it a 7.7. Casey Fred gave it a 7.5. Amazing was a 6.3. And it's on you now for your rating.
I gave it a 7.
Okay, so Wally's in between good and very good. So okay, all right. But all right, Casey Fred, go ahead. You do your breakdown and then we'll toss it over to Wally. Then I get mine.
All right. Yeah, so 7.5. I'm all about the action. I thought this was a very good movie. And a lot of times when you see movies like this, it reminds you of like Mission Impossible. You're always thinking about guys doing this. And the reality is this was a woman, and this was overseas. This was British. One person I wanted to give a shout out to was Ray Stevenson, who they actually dedicated this to. He's the one that played Jarvis, who was her mentor. and stuff, and he ended up getting shot and killed. And then you find out later on that he actually died in 2023, and the movie came out in 2024. But shout out to him, he did very well. And what I loved about the plot and the storyline was Canary Black. You're thinking this is a list of all the special agents and all the people's who's supposed to be on this list, and you find out that this is actually a super virus. And that was, to me, the real plot twist. The sidebar to me was the husband and stuff like that, which at the end of the day, she kind of knew it was like, what? It was a double standard, because at the end of the day, she thought she was tricking him, and she found out she got tricked and found out he was a, could do all this stuff. And she was like, what? This whole time you betrayed me? You didn't even tell me David's not even your name and all this other stuff. But anyway, getting back to Canary Black, this was the super virus that actually could literally take down countries. And of course, it ends up falling into the wrong hands. And she's supposed to get this file, which she thinks is a file, particularly of a list of people before they kill her husband and stuff. And so the race is on. And of course, you're going against time, not just people, but she's trying desperately to try to get to this. And it was trying to, kill people, whatever she needed to do, and one of the things that really stuck out to me, one of the scenes, was the little, what we call those things, that drone or whatever, that actually literally picked her up and then took her to the building. And then all of a sudden, in order for her to escape, she literally had to all of a sudden use her guns to be able to break the glass and literally leap as the drone came just in the nick of time. Luckily, she told her friend what floor she was on and be able to catch it. And all this was just great special effects, especially for Netflix, because honestly, the budget that they had, I mean, it was a lot of cool stuff that was coming out of here. And then, of course, the interactions as far as with all the different countries, and them all of a sudden being nervous and scared about, this masked person who they find out who it is. And they're like, USA is actually working with this person, the director and stuff. And so they didn't even know who was the real villain. I mean, we were finding out, but they didn't know really and towards the very end. And she stayed on it. And this was all for the love, that she thought that she had for her husband. But when she found out that he all of a sudden was not even the person that she thought he was. And so because of it, it just seemed like it took everything out of her. And then after that, she was done. That was a wrap. But they try to, all these different countries tried to pin it on her, and she was supposed to take the fall, and she was supposed to take the rap for it, but she fought her way through it. And I thought that was really cool. The special effects and just the way she was able to take people out and using knives and guns, and just even like Amazing was saying, interrogating people, I thought was just fantastic, especially for a female to be able to do it in an action film. Because most of the time you always see that in guys, like the James Bond movies and stuff like that. So this was just a different twist, a fresh look at it and everything. And then at the end of the movie, I thought it was great, because here it is, this guy still wanted to be able to press all these charges against her. They finally caught her at the end, because I thought she was going to honestly escape from all of it, but all of a sudden, when she's like right there and they're getting ready to interrogate her, he wants to throw the, in prison, and you're not going to see the light of day. Here comes Elizabeth, who is right there. She's that special, I think it was MC6 or whatever, some special agency that nobody even knew about or whatever. And it was this whole time was like her audition, and she passed with flying colors. and it just worked out perfectly for her. And she was like, hey, you can either join us or be in prison for the rest of your life. Well, that was a no-brainer. She went ahead and said, well, I'm getting out of here. So I thought that was really cool. Would I change anything? No, I really like action films. I really like all of a sudden a roller coaster. You're going for a ride. It takes you as fast, as quick. The pace is going. The car chases were fantastic. And like I said, she was going not just against people, but against time. And so when you're going against time, it's quick. It's keep up. There's no bathroom breaks. You're eating, you're watching. Oh my God, what's going to happen next? And I just enjoyed it. Would I change anything? It would have been kind of cool for it to be kind of like the way you see in other action movies, where you kind of leave a little trail for the next movie, because I thought it was that good. But it was Netflix and it was a British movie, so and then like I said, I don't know how they would go ahead and do that, but sometimes they do. So that would have been cool if they would have had like get ready for a part 2. Would I recommend it to anybody? Definitely, because like I said, it's a good action film. I know the guys will love it, because especially if you're an action junkie, you're going to be game on. But even for the girls to be able to see themselves, kind of like that action Wonder Woman type of person that's really just going to go for it. And then she did it for love. At least she thought she did it for love. And then she found out that he wasn't who she said she, thought he was. But at the end of the day, it was really good. And 7.5, I really enjoyed it.
All right. Wally, you wanna go, or you want me to go ahead and go?
I'm good to go.
Okay.
So yeah, I rated it a 7. Why I gave that to the movie? Honestly, it's any typical espionage movie. That's just really what it is. It's just any typical espionage. It's a pretty good one though, so no hate to it. Plot, storyline, like any other espionage movie, still good. It's still the typical same thing, but nice. The small twist was excellent move, but I'm pretty sure. Well, I can't really cite a movie, but I'm pretty sure I've seen something similar to that same notion. It is what it is. But nonetheless, movie was really good. It definitely keeps your eyes on pace, because, of course, like Fred said, there's a time schedule. So it's like, you got to be on point, or things are just going to get real nuclear. As far as like just the twist of like the relationship. As far as the twist of the relationship, though, that was the one thing that I wasn't really speculating, but you definitely had to notice like just the ramifications of looking at what the house looked like, and then think to yourself, yeah, you know what? Now that makes sense. By the time you actually start seeing him swing a knife, I'm like, okay, because taking you would have probably been so easy, but it's like, okay, but that looked like a fight. I'm like, okay, well, so they sort of overdid that a little bit, but you see why towards the end. So yeah, but as far as actors and actress performance stuck out, definitely the main character, hers, was definitely good. Like any true like high-end female agent, she's like one of the top tier ones that is definitely decent enough to take on some extra amount of pain to a high degree, let alone to give it out, because them fingers, boy, they were not beautiful. But what else? What else? Yeah, but overall, this movie was just good. I really don't got no changes, honestly. I don't think the only small change I would do, because towards the end, she did get a new job, which set her free from being, hung up and locked away as a traitor. So I wish they did a little plot twist on, like, a little insight on what's that going to be for the job, and then that would be the setup for the next movie. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Would I recommend this movie to anyone? Definitely. Good movie.
All right. So for me, I gave this a 7.7. And the reason why I gave it a 7.7, because I really like the plot and the storyline. I think a lot of people miss the plot and the storyline. So, man, nowadays we live in a world of like self-centered people. you know, everybody for self. I think relationships at an all-time low. And here we had this female, this queen. I'm gonna call her a queen today. She was about to give up her country. She was willing to wipe everybody out, all for some dick. And it was a beautiful thing to me, man, because when you got a female that's willing to do all that in the storyline, it just touched my heart. She was resting in her femininity, so I was just happy about the storyline where she was just like, "Look, I'm getting him back. If I gotta, you know, put my back against the wall and betray some people, I'm willing to do it for my man." So yeah, I like the storyline.
Right? It would be the wrong, if we were to flip this would be the wrong look there, right?
Yeah, he'll be a simp.
Oh,
But you know, it was just rare, man. So I just
thank you, Ollie. Good call out there.
But so man, this queen just she put it all on her back for her man. So man, beautiful story, plot and storyline. So the scenes that stuck out to me, definitely, man. It was like I think the first scene when she came home, she saw everything. She got that call. She was like, "Oh, it's about business." Then I like the one scene. I think I know y'all already mentioned it, but when she had the guy with the mask on, I just like the fact that was very creative. I've never seen that done in a movie before. How she was like, "Look, you can't nobody hear you." Then she started breaking the fingers. She went into the like storyline of like how she had that high pain tolerance. She was like, "Look, I could make you talk." And when she broke that first finger, my man was a little tough. I ain't gonna lie, because I would have been talking. I was like, "Hey, listen." He done locked the computer up. So yeah, I was like, I would have, as soon as she broke the first one, I'll be like, "Look, let me type it in for you. Shit. Hand me the laptop." So I definitely like that scene. I thought it just showcased like the two people going against each other. Then also the one scene when, like you guys said, her husband, whatever, when she saw that he had some skills, she was like, "Oh, this dude, I done did all this stuff." Because like I said, man, she literally was put on line for him. But when she kind of felt that betrayal, like, dude, you literally couldn't got yourself out this jam and you done played me and you're like a Russian spy and stuff. Yeah, you could tell like she was hurt at that point, which makes sense because like I said, she put herself in that jam and stuff. So I'd like that scene because it showcased like the betrayal and all that. Then the other scene I liked was at the very end when that one guy, when she broke his fingers, he was like, "Look," he was about to break hers. You remember before the lady came in? He's like, "Oh, you about to get tortured now." He's like, "I'm getting some payback." Then that lady came in. It's kind of saved her at that point because yeah, my man was about to put some work in. He was like, "Look." So he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you back." So yeah, overall, I thought I don't think they went over the top on the action scenes. Oh, the other one was when she was fighting the main villain guy, and he threw her over that ledge, and she landed on that table.
They both landed on that.
Yeah, I was like, she was getting beat down in that scene. So I like they make her too like super where like she can't get touched, because you know in some of the spy movies where it's just like they're over the top like strong and skilled, you know. So I like how they did make them more like I'll say humane and shit, where they do get beat up and you know people got shot and stuff. So I think they made it more realistic, and even the technology wasn't super over the top. You know, they had a drone. It was like definitely like high technology with it, but it wasn't something like, you know, in the James Bond movies where, you know, they just got all this like
gadgets.
Yeah, gadgets and stuff. At this point, it was just like, hey, she had to improvise a lot, you know, be resourceful, call people up, like kind of putting everything together just based on her years of experience. So I like how they put that touch to it, because maybe in a part 2, that's probably when they're going to pick up, like when she's in that, what they say, MC6. That's probably when it's going to get more technology. But I like how they kind of just made it, you know, I'm not going to say low budget, but it was just very basic. She just had skills and some connects, and she was able to kind of get the job done. It wasn't nothing over the top. So that's why I think what made the movie very good. And if I was the director and the producer of this movie, what would I change or do differently? I'll leave it as it is, because I think they did a good introduction to like the follow-on, like a sequel where the lady came in and pretty much was like, "You gonna get in this team." And then I like how they left the ring. The one guy came and left the ring there. So I hope in part 2 she does kind of kill him. I hope she don't get back. They fall in love and stuff. It's like, nah, he gotta go. He did her dirty because she left it all on the line. So I do get.
This is where men get the harshness, right?
Yeah, nah, that's what I'm saying.
She was fighting for him, but then now she gets all the hearts. He gets all the hearts at the end.
Yeah, because man, she was willing. She was tearing up the town for him, and then he's like, no, I really did feel that, and she was like, nah, he gotta go. So that's where the payback needs to happen.
It could have been worse, sir. He could have betrayed her. He didn't do that.
But I mean, man, you see.
Yeah, but you don't know. Maybe he would have done the same thing. Maybe he would have done the same thing if the roles were reversed.
Because her mentor,
right, probably a dirty dog, but
because her mentor got killed because of all this. That one guy. So that's what I'm saying. He got to go. I don't want to see no rekindling the flames, and he talked himself out of it. It's like, nah.
I mean, but that's the job.
He said that's the job.
I mean, you really want to think about it. I mean, you talking about he got killed because of all this. I mean, who the one drag you out there on the field? She did.
Yeah. I mean, he did kind of have a story, but still, he's got to go. But yeah, overall, I love the plot, the storyline. It touched, like I said, it touched my heart. So,
that was not the underlying message.
Oh, that was the message.
No, it wasn't. The underlying message is the president.
What was the message of this then?
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you right now. The president's a puppet, and the governments are out here doing everything under the freaking paywall, just doing everything, while the president just sitting there like a goofball, like, this ain't us. This ain't not us. You need to calm down. It's not us. It's so us. We're fucked. But literally,
there is some of that on there.
When you look at it, it was literally that. A matter of fact, there was another change I wanted to add. Now I think about it, there was a change. That bomb should have been real, because the moment they got in that room and they took that bomb, I was hoping that thing was going to blow up the moment they detached that. I was so hoping for it.
Yeah. I did like how they had the technology, like what Fred pointed out, as far as like, yeah, they, typically it's the list of like agents everywhere, but I like how it was like a computer technology, especially with everything going on, like AI and stuff, how it could shut down everything. So I thought that was a pretty cool spin on it. But Wally is absolutely incorrect about the message of the movie.
No, this is exactly what the message was. This was exactly what the message was. You can say what you want. Even with your message, that man still didn't put her in overall conditions to that degree. How so? Because at the end of the damn day, it's not like he was there gonna freaking die of the situation.
But I'm saying she ain't know that, and man, it came to like a second of her just stopping that whole
granted, that is very
stuff
much
being
true.
demolished, and she did that all for him. So that's what I'm saying.
It's very much true. Don't get me wrong. It's very much true. And granted, yes, it could have been the same. It could have been the same way where he just right there being lovey-dovey and all of this, acting wimpy and shit and everything else, just playing the role while being a secret agent at the same time. But who's to say that ultimately was the case? Because notice, he definitely tell it in details of certain things that had to transpire for this thing to go down. So again, there were certain things around it. I mean, even then, it was still sort of sketchy when they still like sort of showed him. Because like, think about it. It's like the moment that they like the first time that they showed him after he got caught, and it's like you throw a punch at him. I'm like, it didn't even look like he really was even fazed by the punch.
Nah, he wasn't. He was like, I'm gonna let her get this off. Because let me paint the picture to you, Wally. This is why I'm telling you, my message stands. Because say Amazing came home and the house was tore up, and then she got a phone call like, hey, we got jerked, man. We need you to. She would have just put the phone down and like cried probably a little bit, but she would have went to like the FBI. She wouldn't be able to save shit. Week later, she would have been going to like her Orange Theory, doing her little workouts, playing with her dogs and stuff.
We have different skill sets. I don't have that skill set.
But all right, let's go to the rating. You got a point there. But all right, so here's the new rating. Casey, Fred, we'll start with you. You gonna go up, down, or stay the same?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think this movie was actually good enough to be able to actually go up to an 8, just for the simple fact we're talking about for Netflix.
Facts.
If we were like, and the way they promoted it, if they would have hit theaters, I think a lot of people would have went out and actually saw this movie, just to be honest with you. Because action, that really, it carried it. And then the simple fact of it is you thought it was one thing and you found out that it was a super virus that could literally, and all these countries, I don't care who you are, they're scared of EPMs and all this different stuff, of phones and everything shutting down, stock markets crashing and stuff. So no electricity or power. I mean, this is a real thing. And some of the fact that we saw they gave, I think it was Sycamore. Am I pronouncing that right? The country that they did?
Singapore.
I think so.
Singapore. Thank you, bro. So, I mean, they used them as the guinea pig and just lights out, shut it all the way down. And I just like, wow, you can do that with a virus. And so, I mean, it was just, like I said, and then she had to go and stop that from loading at the very end, if you guys remember that correctly. And so doing all this fighting and everything, and she actually saved lives big time. And so at the end of the day, I would actually literally push that probably to an 8. So
did my plot and storyline breakdown push you? You think my plot and storyline breakdown like helped you go up?
That almost made him backtrack.
All right, Wally, you gonna go up, down, or stay the same?
I'm gonna stay the same only because I wouldn't put it just at an 8, even if it did win some movies. Reason why is because if the first movie is gonna have that type of leveled threat, then I can only imagine what's the next level and the next level and the next one gonna be looking like. Because that alone is already enough as it is. So the fact that this already came, I can only imagine what they're gonna do to top this now. Because honestly, to shut a country down, that's pretty.
But bro, they do it in Mission Impossible every single movie.
That's a good point.
So at the end of the day, and that's blockbuster.
Then technically, this is why I somewhat say that there is similar movies to this. But nonetheless, for me, I'm just gonna keep it at 7.
All right, amazing.
So actually, I thought a couple of you made very good points. I did like the fact that it was more believable and it wasn't over the top. That was probably the only good point I thought that you made. The other ones that I liked were that it is something I think that literally everybody's always scared of, is like cyber attacks. And, if something shuts down, it just takes out everything. And I do like that. One other scene that I remember that I liked was the tooth scene when I thought that was pretty cool. Like how she like snagged out his tooth and then it's hollow in for the little drive or whatever. So I thought that was neat as well. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go to 7.5.
Okay. Damn. All right. So she done went up. I think my pushed her to the edge, but for me.
Oh, so you mean your woman praising? Okay.
Absolutely. I told you I'm for the ladies today. This was I want to go up like Casey Fred did to an 8, but I'm actually gonna drop it down 1%. And shout out to Fred, man. I seen him. He must have been doing this scientific research. He was like EPMs. He was using the technical words and stuff. So I caught that. I see you play, boy. But man, I really want to go up because I think like Casey Fred said is an 8. But the reason I gotta just drop it down 1 point to a 7.6 is because I think they're kind of giving like villains a blueprint. Now that I heard like Casey Fred give his breakdown, I was like, shit. They shouldn't be making stuff like this. They giving like villains ideas like, oh, word. damn, that ain't a bad plot. So yeah, nah, I'm kind of scared now. So yeah, I gotta drop it down just because of that.
Idea. The way you go at it is always go for someone that has a partner. I mean, this is why agents should just be single. You ain't gonna.
No, I'm talking about like the whole like virus thing that could take out a city. I think they giving people ideas out here. I don't want to see none of that. So it kind of scared me a bit. But 7.6, huh?
I mean, people already have this in thoughts. Think about it. There's a lot of hackers out here. A true hacker can, if they really wanted to, they can literally shut down anything.
Everything.
So
yeah, that's a good point. All right, I'm going up to 7.9. Beautiful storyline.
That's what I'm
beautiful
like,
plot.
He said he wants to give it an 8, but then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give it a 7.6."
Because
like,
it's still hanging in my head, man. I still can't.
Of course, but I'm just saying, like, how do you go from I gotta drop it to 7.6, even though you say you want to give it?
Because yeah, right, man.
7.9.
Because you got me with the hacker stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of hackers. So 7.9. Beautiful storyline. This woman was about to give it all up, all for some dick. So, all right, y'all. Keep tuning in. Keep giving us recommendations.
Hey, Chiefs are playing this Saturday, 7:00.
Okay.
Hey, Wally's going to be watching. They're playing against the Cardinals.
Garbage. Don't want to hear that garbage. Don't want to hear that garbage.
Shout out to Amazing.
I hope y'all don't win next. I hope y'all don't win this year too.
Paraphernalia is coming.
Y'all didn't win Jack. Keep that.
All right, y'all. Keep tuning in. Peace.